Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. We've got a treat for you today because this is a Châtillon 25-ton Van tank. It's a tier 10 French medium tank. It's located on the north spawn of mines and it's under the command of Aurorik78 of SAMS. And yes, with him is Duffy in this game. In fact, you can see Duffy is in the GBV152. Yes, I know it does say a different name, but he likes to be called Duffy, so that's how we'll address him. Okay, the Batchat 25-ton used to have three different armaments. There was a 90mm, a 100mm, and then, of course, the 105mm. Now, Wargaming have taken away the other two guns and just left it with a 105, which means it's capable of doing 390 Alpha and 259mm pen with standard APCR. He locked on, well, he didn't lock on to the Leopard, but he's got one shot in. He got a second one in. Third one in. Remember, this has 5 shots. Fourth, can he get the kill shot? Yes, he does. But unfortunately, another enemy tank has turned up and he gets wiped out instead by a Zarkle. Okay, so we have taken some damage. We did take a few shots from the Leopard. Not just from the Leopard as well. The Object 432U also tried to fire one in. But we're in reload. The standard reload, 39.16 seconds. His reload time is about 20... I think it was about 25, but don't quote me on that. Maybe 34. But you can see he's got 2 shots into the enemy already. Now, the intra-clip reload time is normally, if I remember correctly, 1.5? No, it's 2.73 seconds per interclip. And he puts one into the mouse. The mouse really can't do much about it because Aurorik can actually pull back when he needs to. Now, something that Aurorik's doing with these videos, and they're so tremendously useful because he is the expert on light tanks. And he's taken out the T110E3. Yes, what he's doing is he's actually exploring and seeing how you can actually change the game just by playing a different type of tank and maxing it out to be a light tank. So at the moment he's playing this tank, which is a medium tank, but he's configured it so it actually works like a light tank. It's got really great camo and also a tremendous fire rate. Stationary camo is something like 50% on this thing. About 52.32 stationary. And there goes the Heshbon. Now he's going to pop the reload. He's got another 2 shots. And the Gorilla is a 1 shot if he can get... Oh, he's gone. So the Gorilla's gone down. And they're 7 up on the enemy at the moment. And he's got shots on these enemy tanks over here. And there's not a lot they can do. And he pumps those rounds in without any return. Now he's got to sit here and wait for a while for the reload to go through, but his team seems to be winning because there's only 3 enemies left. And we can see that Duffy's still alive. Yeah, he's just checking. Duffy's still alive and still taking part. And we're almost loaded. We don't want to take a fire from the enemy, but our teammates are now getting in the way. So yes, so he pumps in one there. And that's it, the game's over, he's won. Here's the end of battle results of the first game, and that was the first class tank for Aurorik78 of SAMS in the Batchat 25-ton. He managed to get a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage in a medium tank. Yes, a light tank would normally do the job, but he's doing it in the medium tank for a reason. He also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. And he got a bruise in the middle as well for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 6 in this one. His win rate was 5,425, which is super Unicum standard, which is what you kind of expect when you're watching Aurorik. Let's have a look at his team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game because this Zarkle actually managed to get the highest with 5,069 hit points. Second highest went to Aurorik. He got 4,206. And the third highest damage, well, that turned out to be the Minotauro with 4,146. We can see Duffy was in there with 3,101 hit points, but Duffy didn't get any kills, and we can see that the Sarkau got 5 kills in this game, and Aurorik got 3. 2 kills went to the Object 907, and on the enemy team, only 4 players actually managed to get kills at all in that battle. When it came to base XP, Aurorik got it, yep. 1,262 went to him, 1,081 went to the Sarkau, and 1,002 went to the Minotauro. And yeah, special mention should go, Duffy was way down here with 682. He was doing damage, but he wasn't spotting for it, and therefore, obviously, he wasn't picking up as much XP as the others were when they were spotting as well. So let's have a look at detail. He fired 16 rounds. Remember, this 5 shots autoloader, and so he basically fired 3 autoloads and a bit. 15 direct hits on the enemy, 12 penetrations, 4,206 hit points of damage, of which 498 were at more than 300 meters. So only really 1 or 2 big long-range shots. He did receive 2 hits, both penetrations. 1 came from the Leopard. I believe the other one was definitely from that 432. And he also spotted 2 enemy vehicles. One of those, the Leopard, I think. 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and he got 3,238 hit points of spotting assist. On a premium count, he actually made 86,220 credits from that game. And he also picked up 7 bonds for this being tier 10. And 15,144 experience points, including 11,358 experience points for this being a mission completion job. Well, yes, a very interesting game. We've got another one for you to watch immediately after this. What Aurorik is doing, and he told me, is that they had this brilliant idea about playing the Batchat and getting it out as a light tank, even though it's a medium, so that the enemy team would be denied a light tank in lineup. So the theory is that if you have the matchmaker looking at the lineup on your team, if Aurorik was to go in using a light tank, the other team would get a light tank for sure, and they'd both be able to scout. But if Aurorik decided instead to just go in a medium, and nobody else on his team actually selected a light tank, then the enemy team would be denied a light tank, and therefore they'd have nobody spotting. But of course, Aurorik would be in a Batchat, and he'd be able to spot just as good as a light tank would, and so it means that the enemy team would be at an immediate disadvantage. And he set out to test this theory and see if it actually does work. And the games you're going to see in this video and in subsequent ones are going to be proving that that theory is correct. So let's have a look at the second battle. In the second replay, we're on the Westfield map, and Duffy is still in the... What is he in? He's in the DBV 152. He's up in the field, so he's way up on the hill. Game on! Well, the Batchat 25-ton used to have 3 different guns, the 90mm, 100mm, and a 105. The 90mm did 240 alpha, the 100mm did 300 alpha, and then of course the 105 had 390, but of course they had limited ammo as well, which meant it was difficult to play this one as it's supposed to be played, which is an assassin. You drive up to the enemy, shoot them really fast, and then run away before they can do any damage to you. And the main reason for that is this thing doesn't have much armor. 60mm at the front of the hull, 50mm at the front of the turret. And the Batchat 25-ton is the one who's come up to meet us. And it looks like, yep, Aurorik's going to go straight in. First shot doesn't get anything, but the second one does. And he spotted some other tanks, and he got more damage on that enemy Batchat. Yeah, the enemy has a Selma up here, and he managed to spot some damage on that guy, but he did take 1 round from the Selma at the very least. Okay, so the enemy Batchat has been dealt with. The AVR FS got the kill, and that was basically thanks to Aurorik, because Aurorik did most of the damage to that Batchat before he arrived. Now they're being unspotted, but of course, yes, somebody up here has a CVS, and so they're able to see. Now there are light tanks on the enemy team in this game. They have an AMX-1390, and there's also, I believe there was another tank as well. So of course the Selma counts as a light tank. Well, on our team we have the AVR FS and the RU251 as our light tanks. And yes, he's being careful to come down, and the AMX-1390 bites the dust, and he goes down to the UDAS 16. So we're going to try and deal with this Batchat 25 ton up here at the top of the hill. Looks like he's already taking damage, so we're spotting for him. And in fact, Duffy's the guy who's up here at the moment. Okay, we spotted the Gorilla 15. The GeForce 1006 took out the Batchat 25 ton. So now it's up to Aurorik to get these guys spotted and let our teammates take them out. Takes one round from the Gorilla 15, unfortunately. But remember, Gorillas can't shoot behind them. The gun doesn't turn all the way round. And although he doesn't get the kill here, that goes to the Shure Murat. He's spotting for the Skoda. And he allows the AVR to take the kill there. That was very nice of him. And now we got the Type 61. Puts one round in. Can he get the second one in? And he does. But he doesn't get the kill. But the kill goes... In fact, actually, it was the RU251 who took the kill that time, not the AVR. Yes, that AVR is doing very nicely. 2 kills already, most of them gifted, basically, by Aurorik. Now the enemy's in dire trouble. They've only got 4 left. And they've been torn apart. Everything they had in the valley's been wiped out. We've just finished our reload. There we go. And the first shell goes at the ST2. We've got 1 shot in. Can we get a kill shot? We'll attract him. And the kill shot goes to somebody else. In fact, the Shure Murat gets that kill. Okay, there's an E4. And he's taken out by the AVR. So that guy's got 3 kills now. And the last enemy goes down, and that is the IS-7, and that's another victory. Here's the end of battle results, and that was the second class tank for Aurorik78 of SAMS in the Batchat 25 ton. He managed to get a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and he got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. His win rate wasn't quite as high this time, 1,953, which is very good, but then he wasn't actually able to do a huge amount of spotting because his teammates were actually doing a huge amount of damage to the enemy. But he did go in there and got some spotting, at least 1,000 hit points, and we'll see that on details. The highest damage in this game actually belonged to Duffy. He got 3,862 hit points of damage. 3,626 went to the GeForce on our team. And 3,310 went to the Shure Murat. And that guy got a Leather Slaves medal because he was tier 9 in a tier 10 game. And, well, yes, he did get 2 enemy kills. Aurorik got 2,727, so he was actually 4th on damage, but his platoon did rather well because he got the top scorer and the second. And when it came to kills, we can see top scorer again was the AVRFS, or in fact, actually again, he was the only one, the light tank who actually managed to get 3 kills. He got an All-X medal in his game, but only 540 hit points, which suggests to me that he actually picked up some easy kills based on the fact that Aurorik actually didn't press the fire button and just held back and let the guy get the kills. 2 kills went to the GeForce 1008. I think it's that 1008 or 110. It's the 1006, actually, 1007. And the 2 kills also went to the Shure Murat and the UDAS 16, and the UDAS picked up the tank sniper in that game. And also the Foch 155. Nobody on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill. In fact, only 1 player got a kill and saved it from being a 15-0 wipeout. We can see that Aurorik is well down the table because he didn't get any kills in that game. But when it came to base XP, he's right up near the top because the top scorer was the Shure Murat with 1,108. Aurorik came second with 1,061, and in third place we've got the GeForce 1006 getting 1,003. And where is Duffy? I'm looking down the list. There he is, right down again. Fairly low, but remember, he did get a huge amount of damage in this one. So a bit surprising. Maybe he was hitting higher tier opponents on this game. We can see that Aurorik fired 13 rounds in the game. He got 9 direct hits on the enemy, 7 penetrations, 2,727 hit points of damage, of which 400 broke more than 300 meters. He did receive 3 hits, 3 penetrations. One of those was a big one from the Gorilla 15, and the others were small hits from the enemy tanks right up on the corner. 6 enemy vehicles were spotted, 4 enemy vehicles were damaged, none were killed, but he got 4,172 hit points of spotting assist and a medium tank. On a premium count, he actually made a profit of 68,107 credits from this battle, and he picked away 42 bonds because he got 7 for special ability and 35 for mission achievements. So yeah, 7 being tier 10 and 35 for actually completing a mission. 9,551 experience points, as again, this time a mission completion of 6,368. So again, teaming up, and it seems to be working. As a medium tank, he's spotting, even though there are light tanks in the game on both sides, he was doing very nicely indeed, picking up the spotting assist from a medium tank. So let's have a look at his third game. The third battle is on the Pilsen map, and we're on the south spawn. Game on! Well, you can see Duffy's still in the DBV-152, and well, we've got a BZ-79 using his rocket exhaust to try and get ahead. Of course, the Batchat 25 ton does have a 65 km/h maximum speed, and it used to be crippled when it came to ammunition because they used to have only 30 rounds. Now they've got 50, which means you've got 10 reloads, and that's more than enough. Oh, he's careful there. You don't want to launch yourself off there at high speed. You could actually suffer damage. Okay, so he's managed to get over onto the railway line, and he's moving up quite a lot. But yes, somebody might have a CVS to use against him. So he's staying in third person just for the moment. If we look at the enemy teams at the moment, we can see that they also have a Batchat 25 ton and Centurion Action 10, but they don't have any light tanks whatsoever. So this game appears to be that they do have an advantage. Because of course Aurorik is acting as a light tank, even though he's actually in a medium tank. I think the reason a lot of players don't do this is down to the fact they don't have Aurorik's skill or his art when it comes to playing light tanks. So they don't know that it's actually possible to play it this way. He has been spotted now. Somebody must have a CVS up there and managed to get spots on him. First shot didn't go anywhere, and second didn't go anywhere either. He did get that one home, I think. And yes, he got that one. In fact, he's got the kill. Okay, so the KR1 is proceeding to fight out with the enemy tank round the corner, which I think was it an FV? I think it was. Okay, Gorilla 15 spotted, so he's pulled back because of course he doesn't want to take a huge amount of damage, and he's not loaded yet. He's still waiting for that load to go through. Yeah, the Gorilla's waiting for him, and he does get clobbered. But now he can unload on the Gorilla and take him out of the game, and that's an important kill to take because that Gorilla 15 is still reloading and he's gone. So that's 2 kills now. Oh, he didn't get the kill on the Gorilla 15. It was actually the Object 2685 who took the kill. So that's a kill steal. Now, we've got an Arty. Yes, the Conqueror gun carriage. He did get a hit, but he didn't get the kill. And he's in reload. So far, spotting is worth 1,151. He's found another Gorilla 15, but he's not reloaded yet. So all he can do is ram him. And he has done a fair amount of damage. But yes, he doesn't want to get taken out if he can help it. So yes, he's going to try and stay in cover. Oh, and he did get that kill. Yep, that one's his. The Gorilla did take a hit from somebody else before Aurorik managed to get his kill shot in. And now he's sitting in the cap. There's 7 up on the enemy. It's forcing the enemy to think about coming back and getting a reset. He's now tracking and hitting the T110E3. It's 2. Trying to pick his spot for sending in the shell. Notice how again he's using standard ammo. Whereas Aurorik is famous for saying use the standard shells, or at least he likes to use the standard shells and hit the weak spots. That's the sign of a true expert. Well, the KR1 did take a hit there from the E3, quite a biggie. But of course that means the E3 is now loading. And remember, Aurorik is kitted out as a light tank, so even that Striv is probably having difficulty spotting him. But he is getting closer, and I think he does want the kill. They know that they can win this game. They don't need to cap. He'll be reloaded by the time he gets up there. Strib's only got 22 hit points, and in fact, it's Duffy who takes the kill. But here's the Conqueror gun carriage. He doesn't get the kill there, but he does that one. And that's only 2 enemy remaining, and one of those the E3, and he takes it from behind. So that's his 4th kill of the game. And that is a win. Here's the end of battle results, and that was the first class tank for Aurorik78 of SAMS in the Batchat 125 ton. He managed to get a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills, he got 4 exactly, a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and he got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 7 in that one. His win rate was 4,381, and I think his spotting really did have a big effect this time. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage because that actually went to the can opener with 4,014 hit points of damage. Second highest was the T803, managed 3,859. And the third highest damage actually went to the enemy team, the BZ79, with 3,778. We can see that Aurorik got 3,594, which meant he beat all but 1 on the enemy team and 3 on his own team, which means he's actually in 5th place when it comes to damage. When it came to kills, we can see that the top scorer was in fact Aurorik. He got 4 kills in that one. 3 kills went to that BZ79, and 2 kills went to the T803, the BZ79 on our team, and to Duffy as well. And when it came to base XP, he's tops on that one as well. So he's tops on 2 of the columns, missed out on the 3rd one. 1,170 went to Aurorik78. 1,006 went to the T803, and they were the only 2 managed to make it over 1,000 base, with the can opener getting 948. We can see, just to check as well, Duffy got 1,310 hit points of damage, 2 kills, 652 base. Aurorik fired 17 rounds in that game, but got 14 direct hits and 10 penetrations. 3,594 hit points of damage, of which 1,192 were at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit. It was a penetration. It was from that Gorilla 15 as well. It was quite a big, devastating hit. 2 enemy vehicles spotting, 5 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 2,586 hit points of spotting assist in a medium tank. On a premium count, he actually made 55,790 credits from the game. And he also took away 25 bonds for a mission achievement, 7 bonds for being tier 10, 32 in total, and 10,530 experience points, including 7,020 for another mission completion. So you can see that it's starting to work. It's starting to come together. He's been practicing it with Duffy, getting it right. And there's going to be a whole series of videos coming up after this showing you where he really does go to town on the enemy. So do stick around from on our channel and see more of Aurorik78. He is very popular. I know that Jingles likes to feature him. We like to feature him because, of course, he shows us how we can use light tanks and medium tanks, actually, for that matter, to really good advantage. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and thank you for watching.